8 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños por cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño, y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar. Solo si podrás brillar. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente. Discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes. Que investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di sobre cómo
viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento.
Solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar. Solo así podrás brillar. Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo.
Yeah. Oye, es nada más y nada menos que el motherfucker Blessing Mike de Plaza de Kings. Estos bebés son Big Papo, no sean rebeldes, deja el revolú. Yo aún no me quede, yo me hospede junto a Belzebú. No me remete, plebe, no soy leve como tú. Si hay algo que no muere, eso es el hip hop Perú. Y para estos pericotes traje una chica perica. Atrás te voy a mostrar como dos monstruos las trafican. No trate ni trepe, solo trote, señorita. Treque, donde la sangre salpica. Se aplica, te explica, replica. ¿Pa' qué? Aplica, practica, suplica con fe. A mi perro grita, yo lo mataré. Tu madre llora y canta la bandeja. Flow peregrina, chivolo propina, ina. Hacen base, mejor coja vaselina. No imagina mi vida fuera de una esquina. Yo solo quiero más chavos pa' comprar más chilindrina. Mira, que somos puros animales rompiéndote todos los cristales. Repete señales que a ti no te sale. ¿Qué pasa, compadre? Somos naturales. Voy a llenar todas las editoriales. Rate de mi huevo pa' los tribunales. Tú eres un antianal, yo experto en artesanales. Yeah, se me apaga la cimuita, soplú.
Hey, Terco 92 B09 está en la casa, barrio. Escucha bien, así se hace, Yo tengo problemas de actitud y poca paciencia. Hablo si me da la gana, nadie me silencia. No quieren aceptar que pa' muchos soy influencia. La voz de los barrios que llega a tocar tu conciencia. Yo sé que muchos quieren llegar a ser tendencia y hacen lo que sea sin pensar en las consecuencias. Es la diferencia, yo mantengo mi esencia y ustedes por pegar han cambiado hasta de apariencia. Y no es que lo diga yo, pero la gran evidencia es que cambian de personalidad con frecuencia. Y no son locos con inteligencia, solo quieren un poco de atención con insistencia. No presumo en nada, hago todo a mi conveniencia. Por eso te doy una sugerencia: conmigo no busquen competencia, que llevo 10 años ganándole a la vida y lo sabe la audiencia. La firme, qué ocurrencia, ¿cómo pueden joder sin prudencia? No se dan cuenta que mi experiencia es a base de exigencia. Mi trabajo es con independencia y el de otros de un productor depende de su permanencia. Sigo firme en la resistencia, dándole más rap en el track hasta por correspondencia. Que muchos disques evolucionaron, no es coincidencia. El dinero y la fama hizo que pierdan su decencia. Terco 92, cuando quieras, donde quieras.
¿Cómo? Sí. He aprendido a sobrevivir de las maldades, comprendiendo que nada es como tú sabes. Pa' decir verdad la lucho a diario. No me critiques, no me justifico, siempre hago lo que predico. Soy de barrio y rico en talento. De una me sacan por mi forma de ser y me acento en ella. A mi gente la está rompiendo por ser parte de este movimiento. Quiero saludar a las personas que nunca confiaron en mí, que hoy por hoy se partean cuando me ven venir. Bye bye motherfuckers en estas líneas. Bye bye a fluir. Déjate llevar como hay people in the street. Yo. Déjate llevar como hay people in the street. Hey, 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 oh, yeah. Ey. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 es la torita aquí en la casa, primo.
Viene para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios.
All right, family. All right, so check this out. I am a man that admits my mistakes. I'm not afraid to be wrong. Maybe that's what gives me power. My intent was to show you, because the intro usually goes like so, okay? I'm gonna share this with you. My intros in this video go like this, typically, okay?
Viene a decir,
It starts like that. So I was wanting to change it because I just, fuck man, that shit's in my head. And my intent was to read it to y'all. Right? Hold on, let me my intent was to read it to y'all and then play the video. But you know, I guess things work out the way they are. So this is what exactly I say in the intro of my video, okay? It's in Spanish. But I only like a handful of you brothers and sister understood what I was saying since the get-go. For some reason, a lot of you guys just like misunderstood me. Hold on, let me get rid of this. What the fuck? Get off, bro. A lot of you guys misunderstood me and what the fuck I was saying. So let me read in English what it says before the whole, like, on the, the pyramid shit. It says, if we trace things back to the beginning, we find that ignorance and fear created gods. Fantasy and enthusiasm or deception adorned or distorted them. Weakness worships them, credulity preserves them, customs respects them, and tyranny upholds them, so that the blindness of men might serve its own interest. That's what I was saying the entire time in Spanish. So let me read it to you. By Baron Helbach, a French philosopher, which I don't disagree with what he says. This is why, if you want to say, do you believe in religion? No. Call me an atheist if that's the case. Religion is a fucking lie. Listen, family, I was I had to visit my brother and they were celebrating a birthday party. I'm fine with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him in a long time. And I just decided I wanted to go. I wanted to see him. My mom was there. My sister that was there from Mexico, because I have a sister from Mexico that, she came to visit. I haven't seen her in like fucking 5 years. So I went, like any normal person, I'm sitting there talking, whatever. And then they start talking about my niece's husband, he talks raza, but looks gringo, try to say that we're mixed breed and all this shit. And I'm sitting next to him and I said, bro, you may be a mixed breed. I'm not no motherfucking mixed breed, bro. I've done my DNA. I'm 92% indigenous based on what I found. And then, we start talking about all these other things, and then to bring up the Bible shit. And I tell him, Jesus is a fucking lie. Bro, it was like they kind of went weird. But then as I started saying why, they couldn't deny it. Like look, for example, I asked one of them, bro, listen, if he was really real, let me ask you a question. In Matthew 27, doesn't he wake up the dead? He's like, I don't, okay, well, let's read it. And then he's reading through it. He goes, nah, yeah, he woke up the dead. Okay, are they still here? What are they, zombies? I mean, are they fucking dancing in Thriller with Michael Jackson and shit? And he couldn't rebuke that. When I said Sol Invictus, Orpheus, when I said Jesus Krishna, right? Many pagan gods experienced the crucifixion. Other gods said they were going to turn water into wine. One of them was, burnt like on a cross, and he had nails in his hand. And that was in Krishna Hinduism will tell you about that. So anyways, that's why I was saying in Spanish, si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. You understand that? La fantasía y el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o les figuraron. La debilidad le rinde culto, la crueldad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta, la tiranía los apoya, para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses. That's religion for you. Listen to this.
Taking pills and sleeping in a car.
What? That's the end. A lot of times I play videos and I just let them run, like that's a real body. Look, bro. Language matters a lot because the genocide of 6 million white people owes the Holocaust. But the intentional massacre of 60 million native brothers and sisters is called. I've showed you guys many materials like Sumarraga, making sure that we did not know. And listen, bro, everything that I teach in this class, man, if I had a chance to share that shit with our family member, bro, I fucking shared it. And I think it bothered him because like as the night went on, he was kind of like chilling there talking, like he was just sitting there. He wasn't saying nothing no more to me. Obviously, bro, he's upset.
because I pretty much told him, you're a mixed motherfucking breed. I ain't. And yeah, your Jesus is fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. BTC, bro, I apologize to you, brother. I know that we had something to agree with earlier this year. I fucking flaked on you, my brother. I am going to take care of that shit because it never was an obligation. In the next coming weeks, bro. I just been so busy, man. And you know, shit, you know what I do for a living, brother. And right now, man, I got such a fucking big ass goal. I want to get out. You know, obviously, I want to get a house and leave that for my family. So, you know, I'm going, you know what I'm saying? Like 6 days a week, been working. And I forgot. Dispensa, brother. Anyways, man, forget about it. Come on. Let's go. Let's move on. I love your post, bro. That's why I fucking share this shit. It's a new city can give someone a new address, but it cannot always replace a home. I want you guys to be mindful of that shit. Operation White Bag is no different than Eisenhower. It's no different than Trompetas deporting our peoples. Oh, you do? Okay, chido way. I'll call you, brother. Yeah. Yeah, because my son's dealing with some shit. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like pooping on himself a little bit. So I'm like, I really got to tackle that concept of whatever's going on with his mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses, la fantasía y el entusiasmo los adornaron o les figuraron, la credulidad le rinde culto, la seguridad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que para que el temor de los whatever siga sus propios intereses. Dude, it's crazy. That's why I wanted to start it different, because I think people miss that. Because, you know, it's one thing hearing it, but one thing like breaking it down like, oh, I see what you're saying. Religion is the destruction of humankind. Religion. Please listen to what I mean by that. Religion. Good to have you here, bro. A new city can give someone a new address, but it cannot always replace a homeland. During the 20th century, many native people, indigenous Nahuatl, experienced relocation programs that encourage movement from reservations to cities, changing where families live and how communities connected. Well, that's one thing about our people. You guys know this, bro. It's hard to move out of the hood, bro. Like, if the hood wasn't bad, I wouldn't move out. You know? If the hood was, I love living around my gente, bro. Yes, it does, my brother. Hell the fucking yeah, Christianity goes back to that shit. I'm probably the only channel, like in our genre, that has broken down who the fuck Jesus is and to stop worshiping his ass. And I've done it legitimately, not with feelings, not with like misinterpretations. No, I actually went into the New Testament parables, and I've showed people that those parables were also parts of other Jesuses. You know? Anyhow, during the 20th century, many Native people experienced relocation programs that encouraged movement from reservations to cities, changing where families lived and how communities connected. These changes shaped generations of urban Native life, but relocation was never only about moving from one place to another. It changed routines. It changed community connections. That's what I was talking about. You don't want to move out from your fucking barrio. You don't want to move from the colonia. Look, I was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, in Colonia Miravalle. Do you understand? I still remember that shit. Colonia Miravalle. That's in Guadalajara, Jalisco. Not no little pueblo and shit. That's in the city. Okay, and you're proud to be born in that Colonia Miravalle because we used to play sports against all these other fucking, you know, streets. See, I don't even know, bro. I'm 50, bro, and I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot. I'm glad to be who I am today. I'm glad that I'm being able to share the stuff that I know today to y'all brothers and sisters. It changed how people found language, traditions, and belonging. Of course, I had to move to these hoods over here and I had to adjust to the way things were. I let go of my friends, which knew me as Chicharito and shit. Some people built new communities in cities like, what we have here. Some struggled with distance from their homeland, like me. I wanted to go back home. BTC, bro, this is the fucking fire shit that you ever posted. The fire shit you ever posted, bro. Some struggle with distance from their homeland, bro. I've missed my... I mean, even though, like, if let's put it this way, if I went back there, I probably would feel awkward there. But then I don't know, because my childhood, my spirit, my young 5-year-old spirit that I will never lose, I don't know how it would react. And again, it's all about the land that you were coming out of. You know what I'm saying? Like these Europeans, they don't have no concept of that fucking shit, bro. They don't even understand what it's like to be like around your people and have that nurturing. It's called Natal, güey. Natal, cabrones. Some found ways to carry culture into completely new environments, and I had to, which is why I do what I do today. I read to you in English, and I read to you in Spanish, and I talk to you in English, and I say shit in español también, güey. Because culture is not only a place. Hold on a second. Hold on. It's not only a place. It's us. It's our relationships. It's the way that we look at our families. Like I said in my class yesterday, what brings us together? What makes us unique? That we care about our family, that we love our elders, and we love our community, and we love God, and we love the land that was given to us. Who does not? I'm sorry, bro. If you guys are raza and you don't like fucking around with the earth, like planting seeds and seeing plants grow and seeing your chiles growing out of your fucking, like, if you don't like that shit, then maybe you ain't. Hold on a second. That's gonna hurt. I'm serious, man. If you're not keen to the earth, like you don't love working with that shit, I'm not saying be a fucking, a green thumb motherfucker. I'm just saying, like, si no te gusta plantar aunque sea un poquito, güey, or maybe you don't even think about, hey, I want to have a chicken. Even if you live in the nicest motherfucking home, bro, I don't give a shit. I'll do what I do. You know what I mean? I do what I do, and I'll have chickens. I don't care. I don't care how expensive my home is. Because culture is not only a place, it's also a people, it's a relationship, it's a memory. I remember growing up in Guadalajara. I came here when I was 8, and then after that, I remember East Side Pozole Town, Oceanside. East Side Pozole Town, Oceanside. I lived on Holly Street. In the middle of the hood. Did I gamble? No, fuck no. But I grew up with, you know what I mean? And that shit rubs off. And, you meet people and, like my mom just a little more stricter than maybe other moms. That's why. And to be honest, family, I was so afraid to let my mom down, bro, because my dad was not a very easy man on my mom. So I was more like concerned to let her down because I did some shit. Excuse me. Thank God I never got caught. But I admitted to my parents that I did it. And I told them that because in case I get caught. I was afraid, but out of respect, I just, I love my mom. I respect my mother. And I'm going to tell you one memory I have of my mom, and maybe some of you guys relate to this shit. My dad used to he was an alcoholic, bro. And sometimes, he just wouldn't fucking go to work. We weren't necessarily broke, but, you know how it goes. And I remember my mom got injured, her ankle, her foot, she messed up her ankle, bro. I must have been like 16, 17, still in high school. I remember riding with these, so-called friends in high school, this guy named something Garcia or some shit. And we're down by the beach in Oceanside, in case you guys don't know that. That's like back in the day. Well, it still is the only beach in San Diego that you can actually cruise your car, you know what I mean, down next to the street. play some fucking music, right? So anyways, you know, we're like a little bit above that. And there was a bus station at that time right there. It still is, but not as active as it used to. This is like maybe 3 o'clock, man. I'm in this friend's car, and then I see my mom at a distance. But I see my mom limping because she had to go to work. She could not miss work. Mind you, my mom never made more than $8 an hour, okay? I want you to remember that. Mind you, my mom never made more than $8 an hour. And she was, you know, limping, bro. I told him, hey, man, that's my mom, bro. I didn't care who I was with, man. I told, that's my mom. You know, thank God, man, that they weren't like dumbasses. You know, like we picked up my mom and, you know, we went home and I stayed, you know, whatever, right? How can you like not respect a woman like that? That's why when I show the books that I show in regards to how this machismo concept came into our world that never belonged to us, is the way that they destroyed our unity of people. Brothers and sisters, I'm gonna tell you right now, the most beautiful thing to have is our Mexica women. First and foremost, motherfucking most. Secondly, don't glorify them like you're a fucking goddess. You be a man and be a fucking leader. That way you show respect. I mean, if that passed over your head, well, maybe you ain't ready to hear that. Because this shit is real. We had this. Some found ways to carry culture into completely new environments, because culture is not only a place, it's also a people, it's a relationship. It's a memory. It's a decision to continue when circumstances change. I decided to continue this tradition in my household. And I love my children. I'm blessed to have them. I'm lucky because of the way they are. Today, many Native families live between worlds, right? They gave you Jesus, the Virgin Mary. Sorry to tell you, both is a lie. You're too focused on these entities instead of you or your family. You're hoping that they're gonna fucking change you. How come you don't think of it changing you within your family? Why don't you ask your family for help? Say, look, I'm fucking up. I need some help. We can give each other empathy. Why the fuck do we have to go to these other strange ways? Some of you may be, oh, well, you bring the Bible. I'm an indigenous. You're right. But you want to know something? That book has a lot to say. Does that mean you're a Christian? Fuck the fuck. No, bro. We have to understand that there's wisdom and truth. Man, the sister said it the other way. Wisdom and truth. And you have to really, 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 look, listen, I'll say it like this, brothers and sisters, bro. If you are really like examining yourself and you're true to yourself, like you really want to be a better person, like you ain't really fucking around with that, like you really are working towards that, then you need to trust yourself and hear that voice of the Creator. Because if you're serious about change, He is talking to you. If you're serious about change. If you're fucking around, bro, it's just a facade. If we all know this, we're adults. Everybody knows, bro, if you're really serious about changing or if you're just fucking around. It's a memory. It is a decision to continue even when circumstances change. What? The power of wisdom that we've been having since 1492. That's why they demanded that you would only read. Here, I'm going to show you. For you guys that may not know, regardless of how you feel of religion, you have to understand the control, the oppression, and the filtering of knowledge, or so-called information, to only have you know this little thing. Outside of that, don't learn anything else. Watch this. This is from a book called Mysteries of the Mexican Pyramids. And in page 16, it talks exactly about what I'm saying. It says, as lands were stolen from natives, excuse me, great famine ensued, yet heavy taxes were laid on Indians. By the way, those who failed to pay were tortured to death. Indians who refused to join the Catholic Church were horsewhipped, had their heads shaved, and were forbidden to hold office or title in their villages. Watch this. For failing to attend mass or for practicing any old rites, which could have been Old Testament tradition, by the way, an Indian could receive 100 lashes. Here it goes. According to the Spaniards, Indians were supposed to only know the Our Father, Padre Nuestro, Ave Maria, Credo, and 10 Commandments. Reading and writing were considered as dangerous as the devil. See, nobody ever told you guys that. Here's where it gets even more interesting. This is from the Lutheran newsletter printed in 1900, literally like 1900, September 9th. Look what he says about Christianity since they showed up. This is a Lutheran criticizing Catholics. Dr. Francis S. Borden relates the following about the first Bible printed in Mexico in the Christian Advocate. The printing press came to Mexico in 1539, for in that year there was printed in Mexico in Spanish a brief compendium of the Christian doctrine, what I just read to you. Credo, Ave Maria, 10 Commandments, or, you know, Our Father, right? Whatever the fuck that is, right? And it says, under the auspice of famous Bishop Fray Juan de Zumarraga. Now, you guys know who that is. That was just 81 years before the Mayflower. Brought the first pilgrims to the Plymouth Bay. Then it goes from 1539 to 1810. Remember, keep in mind that 1810 was when Mexico started to become independent from Spain. And 1812 was the actual war, and yada, yada, yada. You understand? You follow? Okay, here we go. When Immortal Hidalgo raised the city of Mexican independence, or during the 271 years of Spanish rule or misrule in Mexico. Pay attention. For you in the back, if you can't hear it, Spain not only did not give Mexico a Bible, it sternly prohibited the publication of any part of the sacred scriptures in the language of the Mexican people. The prohibition, this is in 1900, September 7th. The prohibition is still in force with regards to the printing of a Bible in any of, hold on. Bro, are you seriously telling me I can't? Okay, is this one? Oh, the first edition. Well, man, hold on. Hold on, family. I don't like this part. Okay. I didn't take a picture of it, bro. Here it goes. The first 32 different languages and dialects. It says, spoken in Mexico today. The first edition of the Bible in Mexico was printed in Latin and Spanish in Mexico City in 1831 to 1833. So from 1492 all the way to 1833, there was no Bible printed in a language that you may understand. Okay? It appeared in 25 volumes when it did. That's like the old like fucking encyclopedia and shit, right? What fucking brother of ours is gonna afford that? Because that shit would have cost like $8,000 with an atlas and cover $200 and cost over $200. This was in 1831. So that it still remained prohibited book to the general majority of the people. A magnificent copy of this edition is before me as I write. So I say to Spain, I say that Spain never allowed Mexico, the side of the Word of God in all the centuries of her dominion. Of course, the Latin Bible could have been had. Why do you think they never wanted you to read it? Maybe because they'll know that you're being lied to. Oh, did I close that window? Don't tell me I close it. Shut up, bro. I didn't mean to close it. You're out of your mind. Hold on. No, hell no. You're out of your mind. No, fuck no. I just had my fucking shit. Hold on. This is great. Okay, hold on. You know what? It's all good because I still have the. It's okay. Anyhow, let's keep going. I had this in mind anyway, so I had this for you. I had this video. Hold on a second. Let me see if it's this one. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we were reading this right here. Right. Hey man, this is really good, VTC. I really like it, bro. This is really good. The relocation, it didn't change us. It never should have. You know? I'm going to share this video, and I'm not trying to, how can I say this? The concept in this channel is not to have people that feel less than us. We just want respect. We want you to see us eye to eye. I'm not going to look down on you, and I definitely will never look up to you. I'm going to see you eye to eye. However, when you appreciate our gente, now you get much love. Because our people are not wicked. We're not evil. This is not, we don't want, issues in this world, bro. We care about our children. Shit, man, I apologize. We care about our children. We care about our parents. My mom's almost 90, man. You think I don't want to enjoy her? Pretty soon she's gonna leave. Some of you guys don't even see it like they're like, oh, I'm gonna live forever. Oh, motherfucker, we all die. This channel was never about hate, man. I want you guys to understand that shit. It's about respect. Be proud of who you are. We're proud of who we are. Don't try to steal our heritage. Don't fuck with our people, because if you do, like they say, you don't get one pinche frijol, cabrón. You get a whole pinche burrito, eh? But I appreciate people that are honest, because our gente, we care, man. And sometimes we fucking care too much.
Honestly, you Mexican.
He said it in Spanish. My bad. No. This brother, he said it in Spanish. So, I love my people, bro. This is what I do. I love my gente. Fuck, man. Can't have enough. You know why? Because it's the essence of being around our people, bro. The music, the conversation, the comidas, the food, obviously, conversations, the honesty that we can be with each other and shit, you know what I mean? The apodos that we give each other, they call them nicknames, I guess, in English. The fucking happiness of seeing your mom, seeing your brothers, tus hermanas, all your tias and shit. They're all still talking shit. Just the fucking most beautiful thing to have is to be raza. That's why you can't compare it. So when people come around us, they know what that means.
La neta, ustedes los mexicanos tienen un superpoder que, híjole, no se encuentra en cualquier lugar. Yo amo mi país, Mozambique, yo sé que mi país me ama, pero en México, aparte de ser amado, yo me he sentido integrado. Si yo pudiera atender a todas las invitaciones que tengo de los mexicanos para ir a su casa, yo me podría pasar los 365 días del año de casa a casa y comiendo en cada hogar. Y digo esto desde el fondo de mi corazón porque no existe forma más genuina de demostrar amor que decir, mi casa es tu casa. Y se siente que no se dice nada más por quedar bien, porque esto va acompañado de una invitación. Cuando vienes a mi casa, cuando vienes a mi estado. Eso, mis estimados, a lo mejor tú mexicano no estás acostumbrado a hacerlo de forma por inercia.
Real quick, family, that's why I went to visit my brother, because they were like, ¿cuándo vas a venir a mi casa, bro? ¿Cuándo vas a venir a mi casa, güey? Invitado ya, cabrón, vente para acá. All right. Okay. Ahí voy. I love my family. You know what, dude? I don't normally do this because obviously it's not in my belief, but I give my brother a gift, and it wasn't so much for his birthday, man. It's to thank him because he was the one brother that I needed him in that moment when I had that fucking crazy encounter with my father. And I'm glad that he I ain't gonna say the whole story. He was just there for me, man. And I told him like in front of him, not on the phone. And I told him that meeting mattered to me a lot. And I never forgot about it. And I always see him as a very good brother. And I got him a card and it said, you know what, bro, this world is very lucky to have you, man, because you're a good fucking dude. That is what we are. Familia. Love for our people. They've been trying to take that shit away from us for a long time.
Pero es algo tan chingón que tiene dentro de ti. El tema de querer servir y querer compartir es algo que no tiene precio, mi chingón, ¿sabes? Si tú te dieras cuenta del poder que tienen tus palabras, te darías cuenta de que naciste para unir, naciste para hacer de este lugar un mundo mejor, porque haces que la gente se sienta apapachada, querida, integrada. Eres tan chingón que cuando alguien dice, oye, me gustó tu sombrero, tú eres capaz de decir, y lo dices de fondo del corazón, a la orden. Cuando tú dices a la orden, estás diciendo, cuando gustes te lo puedo prestar, te lo puedo dar, te lo puedo regalar, mínimo te puedo decir en dónde lo compré. Eso es chingón, ¿saben? Esas son palabras mágicas que a lo mejor tú mexicano lo haces por inercia, pero hay mucho trasfondo en tu forma de ser, en cómo tú dices las cosas, porque realmente haces que la gente sienta un amor genuino. ¿Saben qué? Yo nunca me voy a cansar de decir lo mucho que amo este país. Nunca me voy a cansar de decir
back then. Most
tantas cosas que la gente hace por inercia, quizás porque a veces por impulso, pero no, hay un trasfondo.
I'm going to say this, man. Maybe some motherfuckers are going to come in like, oh, you just want to see a black man crying. Nah, bro. I cry too. Shit, I cry to cartoons. My kids know that I cry. But my kids also know that I'm not afraid of pain. That's why they're okay to see me cry. This is not what I'm showing. I'm not trying to show a man in a low state of supposedly weakness. Nah, fuck no. This is honorable because he's sharing something about our people. See, I'm not trying to hate on anybody else. All I'm saying is, bro, stay on your lane. This is not your heritage. If you want this fucking shit, it's not showing. Because we're not just a title. We're not just tortillas. We're not just fringes. We're not just sandalias. We're not just, fucking tacos de carne asada. We are something beyond that.
Hay un corazón enorme en cada palabra de un mexicano. El mexicano cuando habla con poesía, habla con el corazón, habla con algo chingón, porque siempre te quiere hacer sentir bien. Mi mexicano chingón, mi mexicana chingona, tu forma de hablar es arte, es amor, es invitación a hacer un mundo mejor. La neta, ustedes los mexicanos.
Let me read some of this stuff. I don't really do that, but I appreciate brother Sonny, man. He does that, bro. Sonny, dude, that's fire, bro. Like you just like, dude, that's patience, my friend. That's very fucking powerful patience. Saints awaken, amen. Yes, eyes to see, for we read, see, ears to hear, our hearts, ears we read and sing, for hearts, ears to hear, amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Yahweh. 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 Some people say Yahweh. Some people say Yahuwah. It's almost like the breath, like Yahuwah. It's like that. Yahuwah. Christianity is basically sun worship, but no, yeah, dude, it's all good. Yeah, man, it's, as we all should know. I'm from a rancho municipal de Tepitican, Jalisco. Still in my heart. Yeah, bro. You see what I mean? Like, I'm sure, like, bro, it's hard to leave that. It's hard to let it go. You know, it's like you're from there and shit. You're like, oh, I want to, like, there's this fucking sentimiento natal, güey, que te quiere llevar ahí donde estabas de primero, cabrón. USA wants us to kill off our cultura. Yeah, of course. It's not beneficial to them because our cultura is very loving, bro. On top of the fact that it can also be very fucking kill, you know, like, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, that. The way they did African Americans. I just harvest chilies the other day. Yeah, bro, I got chili beans, like the original quote unquote chiles and shit. I got chile serrano. I got chile árbol. I also have a couple other stuff. I got parsley. I got basil. I have a lot of herbs. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that a lot. Hopefully, when I get my house next year, bro, I'm gonna have some fucking chickens in that shit too. I may not have parasites. I eat a lot of jalapenos. Hey, that does help you. Let's see, bro. A Mexicana with her 2 hair tables, 1 to each side. Fuck with my perfect. Okay, I think I missed that, bro. Forgive me. Maybe I read it wrong. Minimum 50 to 30 seconds, seeds a day. I didn't know that, by the way. Okay, 100. I'm not gonna read that. Spanish bitch ass. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta say this to those motherfuckers. Fuck. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. VTC. I got you. One more time. Ah, fuck it. I'll do it one more. And then, by the way, you fucking Spaniards, black or white.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Yeah, you heard it from me. I get them from Facebook. He said, Buenos dias, familia. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're in New York. Buenos dias, familia. What's up, Solomé? Good to have you here, brother. ¡Viva México, cabrones! Tahui, respect my autorita, I think. I know nuestra gente están bien locos con estos pendejos vestidos de vaqueros. Yeah, I was just showing how they appreciate our gente and shit. A chingar a su madre, esos pendejos. All right. He's old school, by the way. All right. He's a little older. He's in good, you know, I get it. Grew up with black cousin when I was younger. I never thought much about. Yeah. And you know what, bro? Honestly, I never did either. Like, this is when I first came to this country was the first time that I even realized there was such a thing as black people. Like the name of it, because as you're a kid, you don't really see color. Well, you don't see color. You just see people. I mean, there's dark skinned people in Guadalajara. I think we had an actor, like, I think he was from Africa, but he spoke Spanish. He was African descent. And even then, when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, growing up, like, I didn't say like, oh, he's not Mexican. He's like, oh. He's just a Mexican guy that looks like that. That's all it was. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we saw it. He's just a Mexican guy that looks like that. You know, indigenous people aren't Hebrews. Neither are Negroes. Kemi Bam, neither are Negroes. And I know you're one of them. It's why I see people being stupid and evil, like the politicians, Trump and the Zionists are evil, even... Evil no los queremos. Yeah, I know. But you know what? People like this guy is also evil. So I have a feeling that this motherfucking dude is like FBA concept, things that negros were here before you. And that's why he says that out of all the stuff I said, by the way, which I haven't even mentioned anything about Hebrews, but he said it. So this is a negro from Africa who thinks he's not from there, who thinks he's a Hebrew and wants to make sure that you're not. Let's continue.
Mexicanos tienen un
He already said it. He already said it. I'm not going to repeat it again. All right, family, I'm going to show you this video, man. I think this is going to be powerful for y'all. I hope you appreciate it. It's about maybe, déjame ver. Oh, it's kind of like an hour maybe, bro. But you don't want to know something? I don't think you guys even knew about it. I watched at least 30 minutes of it, and I think you guys are going to appreciate it. Please make sure that if you're new to this channel, subscribe. And if you like this material, share it with your family. Because we get into biblical information, we get into historical facts, and then we debunk motherfuckers like this left and right. Hold on a second. What are you? Hold on a second. What are you? Hold on. What? Give me a button. That right there is a chihuahua. Say it again. Cammy Bam 22. Are you ready for some fire? Because I know you're not a friend. You're a foe. Let's go.
Major funding for this program was provided by the Ford Foundation, the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by annual financial support from viewers like you.
I will chime in, but I ain't going to let portions of this video play itself out, okay? See, there we go. Oh, hold on. Before we go into this whole spill of bullshit, you just changed your name. Before we go into the spill of bullshit, let me ask you a question. What nationality are you, and where do you think your people are from? I think that will solve all the questions, my friend. Let's go.
Additional funding provided by the Texas Committee for the Humanities.
In the 1960s, a new generation of Mexican Americans created a militant social movement in response to the anger and frustration that had been building for so many years within their community. In California, in Texas, they demanded humane treatment in the fields where they labored.
I'm sharing this video is because a lot of times we hear, listen, let's put it this way. Democratic Republicans have always pitched the fork towards white folks, black folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and a couple of you sprinkling Mexicans. For a long time, we've been asking for some fucking representation. It's never happened. Sometimes we got to really reflect on the fact that what the fuck are we dealing with, man? Are these people really about us? Listen to this. This is interesting because a lot of you didn't know. 80% of the people in that area were raza, and they were not being represented. It's still happening. Gerrymandering, voting polls. They've been doing it since. They're doing it today. And I don't think you know. So it's my job to show you.
In New Mexico, they fought to reclaim land once owned by their ancestors. It became clear that without political power, Mexican Americans would remain second-class citizens.
And we're poor, man. I mean, we're poor. And nobody wants to do nothing about it. You still kissing the Democratic Party, thinking they're going to save you, and they ain't going to do it.
At this time, the Democratic Party was defending the Morenos and the poor whites. They weren't defending you. See, you didn't know that. Hey, listen, family. We're adults today. We are adults today. Whatever you thought you knew, let it go. Right now, we're going to move forward. This is exactly the facts of what actually occurred. Okay? Sorry to tell y'all, but it wasn't just the white man that came and conquered you motherfuckers. It was white and black folks. Both of them worked together, as well as other people. We'll talk about that another day. Let's continue on this subject.
In a small South Texas town, a new political party took shape that threatened to change the political landscape of America.
These are Chicano people here. You've never met us. We're not in the dictionary. It's a brand new ballgame. You're going to have to relearn all your stereotypes and all your myths because we are about to begin creating new ones, tough ones.
What are the stereotypes? Illegal alien. So when somebody says illegal, those illegals, they mean those niggers, basically. But you're obviously they're not calling you a nigger because they're not black. They're calling you an illegal because that's the terminology. That's why white folks use that shit. Because they know if they say that fucking word to certain people, they're going to be like, right? So the easier way to say nigger is illegal. Sorry to put it so bluntly, but I think you guys need to understand the connotation of that word. The connotation means what? Hate. Demeaning you to vermin.
And great ones, and I suggest you learn fast if you want to match us.
As the nation watched, Chicanos took on the most challenging quest of the Mexican-American civil rights movement.
That's just the intro real quick. Listen, man, this video is fucking heavy, fam. Please watch it, man. I would really ask you to just watch it. No, don't even look. If you don't like me as a messenger, fine. Watch this video. This shit is fire. No, you're not, bro. You're not Judah because you think you're black. More likely you're a Canaanite. You're not a Judite. Whoever you believe in that BHI shit, that Trochite chart, you know, that whole fucking IUIC or ISUPK or GMS or butt plug Sakari. No, wash that shit out of your fundillo, bro. They lie to you. For the most part, you guys are Canaanites. For the most part. And based on your attitude so far, you are a Canaanite. There's no humility in you. I'm Nicaraguan and Jamaican, but my bloodline, Abraham. Really? Is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob from Africa?
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob from Africa? Do you know who brought smallpox to the Americas? Please shut the fuck up for a moment and watch this video if you care.
Soy de Texas, es mi orgullo ser chicano. En los barrios me pueden encontrar.
In the 1960s, Mexican Americans made up the majority of the population of South Texas.
In the 1960s, Mexicans made the majority of the population, and where? Hold on a second.
1960s, Mexican Americans made up the majority of the population of South Texas.
You hear that? We are the majority. Hold on a second, though. People like this guy want to make you seem like you're an immigrant. Because he thinks he's from Hebrewism.
Most were migrant farm workers, poor, with little education. After picking the winter crops, many of them travel across America in search of
Again, I'm gonna say this.
We're
gonna break down workers. Family, look. I'm sorry if I cut it off. I just want you to understand, as these comments come in, why you were illiterate. Okay?
Poor with little education. Most were migrant farm workers, poor with little education.
What did we just read a little while ago? We read a little while ago the Lutheran newsletter. We read a little while ago that there were people here that did not want you to read not even their own fucking Bible. We also read in the other page in Mysteries of the Mexican Pyramids that the only thing you should learn is, like, you know, Padre Nuestro, Ave Maria, Diez Mandamientos, El Credo, and Rosario way. And if you know anything after that, you're going to get killed. So why would this be so far from understanding? Considering that in September 7th of 1900, that book is still prohibited from us reading it. What else was prohibited? Here's one thing I do know, that around that year, between 1905, 1910, and 1950, there was only about 5 to 8% of our people that were literate. You know what that means? That only a few knew how to read. So when they say, Oh, these farmers were illiterate and all that. What? How many years is that from? 40 years from? Just 35 years ago, they were barely learning how to read. Just 60 years later, they were having parents that were actually that had learned how to read. You see, they taught you guys the wrong motherfucking history, made you feel less than who you are, without even realizing that if they just gave you the fucking same opportunity as these piece of shit motherfuckers, you'd be surprised who you'd be today.
Most were migrant farm workers, poor, with little education. After picking the winter crops, many of them travel across America in search of yet another harvest.
This
is also why they hate you, because you're so many. Y'all just like to fucking make a lot of you. That's it. That's why they hate you, because they just can't kill you. They can't get rid of you. Like, bro, they're like cucarachas, güey. They just piso una, güey, y sale como 20.
The country has been built on the backs of the Mexican Americans. So you had every bit as much segregation, unequal education, and so forth as the African American did in the Deep South.
The few wealthy landowners were Anglo. The huge majority of the population was locked into a labor pool of just reserve labor. Owners of businesses were all Anglos. I don't recall in the downtown area a single Mexican-American business when I was growing up.
In Crystal City, where Jose Angel Gutierrez grew up in the 1940s and 50s, Mexican Americans accounted for 85% of the population, but they had no political representation. For years, Mexican Americans had been denied the right to vote by obstacles like poll taxes, literacy tests, and gerrymandered voting districts.
Whenever you hear that happening, who does that happen to? If anybody ever talks about that happening to somebody, who do the white man say that happens? Like the Democratic white man says that happens to? Yeah, y'all know the answer. Black people. You always heard that shit happen to them. You never heard that happen to you. That's why we have idiots like him, without knowing who I am, show up. Not realizing that this shit happened to us way before it happened to you. The first people that were thrown overboard on ships were our gente. The people that died of smallpox were our people, not negros. Negros brought smallpox to the Americas. The white man brought French pox. The black man brought smallpox. Y'all helped the white man through and through since 1492. Don't come with that.
You take a county where we might be the majority of the population. Well, what the Anglo establishment had done was to divide the county in such a way that it was simply impossible for Mexican Americans to really gain political power.
We had the poll tax back then. Most people did not have the money, and if they did, they had the sense not to spend it on the privilege.
And has anybody ever talked about that to our people? Like if they, like any candidates, whatever, they're like, hey, you Hispanic brothers and sisters, you guys didn't even realize, man, that all this oppression happened to you. They also implemented those poll tax. They did that so you didn't have to vote. So you didn't want to vote because you barely made any money. Why the fuck would you make money on a vote that you knew didn't count? Do they say that? Do they teach you that in school? Do they teach you that throughout? No, they don't fucking teach you that, because guess what? You are, listen, family, you are the owners of this land, and yet you are like a fucking third world assumption. The white man, the black man, they all got that representation. Yet we are from this continent. And you get zero. Why do you think they're coming after you, being deporting motherfuckers like you and I? Yeah, they'll get a sprinkle of negros, sprinkle of Asians, a sprinkle of Arabs, but the majority are being deported. That are being deported are people that look just like you and I. They're being denied food, clothing, bathing, vaginal, like, you know, cleansing. Yeah.
Privilege of voting, because it was always white candidates, and that was always the results.
The situation was people were, in many cases, denied the right to vote because they didn't speak English. In other cases, they were in sort of peonage to a boss or patron and were required to vote as he wanted them to. He would pay the poll taxes, and they would vote for who he said to vote for. So it was really an archaic system.
You see that? So did our people ever have the right to vote? Don't come with me with that bullshit, bro.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Pay attention to this. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna let it run for 10 minutes straight. So 6 minutes right now. At 16 time, I'm gonna stop it. And then we're gonna see what we got after that point, okay? Because I'm not gonna be on that long. I just think this is a fucking phenomenal video.
We did work very hard. All 5 of us went house to house and asking.
In 1963, for the first time in more than 100 years, Mexican Americans put up their own candidates for office and challenged Anglo politicians for control of city government.
We had to be ingenious and invented cakewalks and tamale sales and dances where you would pay supposedly for the cake or the tamales or the dance, but end up getting registered to vote.
Although only a student, Gutierrez was active in the campaign, making speeches, registering voters, organizing rallies. The 5 candidates known as Los Cinco surprised political observers by defeating the Anglo mayor and the All-Anglo City Council. The victors quickly learned that long-standing traditions do not change easily. First, Texas Ranger A.Y. Alley refused to turn over the keys to City Hall. A phone call from Texas Governor John Conley forced him to accept the new officials.
Sorry. Sorry, I said I was gonna let it run to 10, but you see what I mean, fam? Did they ever talk to you about this? Did they ever say in any convention or any? Listen, fam, when it comes to Democrats and Republicans, it's just about a white and black game. That's why they don't want so-called democratic socialists, because those people are into that white and black game. Yeah.
Decided we was gonna try and put
The local business community was more effective in its strategy.
Didn't you lose your job just after the election results were announced? Yes, sir, I sure did.
Cut your salary, yes. In Sansing, I'm going on $35 a week. I don't know how long I could stand it, but I'm doing it right now.
They began trying to indict one of the members of the council for a check that had bounced. They tried to remove 1 or 2 others for being late in payments of utilities. And they ran a slate against us the next time around and beat us.
The rise and fall of Los Cinco echoed a long history of conflict between Mexican Americans and the South Texas power structure.
In the history of oppression of Mexicanos or Chicanos in the United States, Texas was probably the worst. You have more of a history of conflict. You have more of a history of land grabbing, outright land grabbing. You have more of a history of just outright physical oppression of the Mexican population in Texas. In fact, in the 20s, the New York Times had an editorial that's saying that the indiscriminate killing of Mexicans in Texas had reached the proportions of being a scandal.
The Texas Rangers were created in 1823 to protect settlers from outlaws.
At 23, the Texas Rangers, that also includes the Buffalo Soldiers. Let's continue.
They had a reputation for intimidation and violence toward Mexican Americans.
I was coming up Military Road with Colonel Hickok, and they came to some big mesquite trees, and there was 4 Mexicans hanging by the neck. The Colonel says, "Peavy, I guess the Rangers have been through here."
See that dirty, disgusting cracker motherfucking barrel who probably showers maybe once a year? These Mexicans were hung. Listen, you white people may end up that way too. I mean, you guys are pushing the limits to the fucking brinks. I just saw a bunch of Mexicans hung. Hey, a lot of what did that young man? He didn't kill and was prosecuted, and he accepted his conviction. He shot his CEO, right? Like that. This is what I mean by like you cracker barrels are stupid. Do you really want this fire? Honestly, do you really want this fire? Last time you had smallpox and you had some helpers around you. This time it ain't gonna be the same. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I mean, shit, if it takes you to be a man with a weapon, then you ain't a man at all.
In the face of this frontier justice, terrorized Mexican Americans were reluctant to fight for their civil rights.
Down there, law enforcement was used for private purposes. They were acting as a private police force for some of those farmers down there, employers down in the valley. This is back in 69, 70, somewhere in there. And
yeah, they went after runaway slaves, but did you know that Negros owned slaves too? And they were actually asking for their slaves as well. Matter of fact, what's his name? Johnson was the first black slave owner that took another slave to court, and because of him, indentured servitude started becoming perpetual slavery. A black man started that. If Spartacus is still here, man, he knows about it.
certainly for the years and years before that, no action was brought against the Rangers. They were just a law unto themselves.
Ranger Alley and the Anglo Council were back in power. It was business as usual in Crystal City.
I never forgot those kinds of dynamics that go on, and from then on became vigilant that it's not just important to take power. You've got to be able to hold power and govern effectively. So I learned by watching.
Jose Angel Gutierrez went on to graduate school at St. Mary's University in San Antonio. There he met Willie Velasquez. Before long, they were working together to bring change to Mexican-American politics.
I'm just going to say this, family, man. The fucking way that I shut down these Christmas Christians at this event was just phenomenal. They're like, wow, what you mean you don't believe in Jesus? I was like, no, because of this. Well, but Jesus got, no, because he said that. Oh, but that, okay, sounds good. Okay, where are those dead people that he raised? Are they still walking around? Because he said he was going to, when he comes back, he's going to raise people from the dead and live forever, right? Yeah. Okay, are they still living? And then on top of the fact, the Old Testament says that he's going to come and save the Israelites. And in the New Testament, like, oh, fuck that shit. I'm not here to save the Israelites. I'm here to save everybody. Oh, and by the way, when I die, I'm going to come back. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, I forgot. I'm going to come back 7 times before I come back the 8th time? Really? Dude, the moment you put these things in perspective, it is amazing how they're just confused. When you start sharing with them, like, listen, bro, there was other people like Orpheus who was hung on a cross. Like Jesus Krishna, who had nails in his hands. Saul Invictus, he turned water into wine. Like Mithra, he was breaking bread and like sharing his, his wine as blood. So when you give me 20 Jesuses, I have to wonder about what the fuck you believe. Bro, it was blowing their minds, bro. And listen, let's put it this way. Nobody got in a fight. Nobody argued like, they were just like, okay, this motherfucker knows what he's talking about. And the night went on. Let's continue.
We had a regular study circle. We'd read about King and we'd go look for him. We traveled to Atlanta several times. We'd read about Stokely Carmichael and the SNCC activists, and we'd track them down. We'd learn about Corky Gonzalez and Reyes Tijerina, and we'd go find them, or Chavez. I mean, we actually read and then went out and got informed firsthand.
Gutierrez wrote his thesis on the conditions for revolution in South Texas.
What he meant by revolution was fundamental change in elections.
I saw that, bro. I saw that. I was like, dude, I've seen that before. And then you got spell check off. That's funny. Because es un dicho, güey. Poco a poco hasta que regrese la tierra a los dueños de nosotros. It's spell check your ass. Yeah, fuck spell check.
Electoral, economic, and social context. Remember, at this time in South Texas, Mexican Americans were legally barred in many ways from taking part in politics.
Early attempts to organize Mexican Americans began in the 19th century. Some successes came in 1929 with the formation of LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens.
LULAC was very much aware of the oppression which Mexican Americans were experiencing in South Texas. They're very successful in breaking down some discriminatory barriers in the area of education, in the area of employment, in the area of health services.
It's never going to work. The way that these people raise their children is not the way we raise our children. White folks and black folks too, for the most part. Maybe some of y'all don't do that. But as soon as your child turns 18, you want them the fuck out of there. And then when you turn 65, your kid wants you out of his house. You see, we don't do that. We don't even know what the fuck that means. Is that how would you ever, what? Why would you kick your kid out? 18? He's still a kid. 65? She's barely getting old. And now you want to get rid of her? Or him? Shit. We don't fuck face with that shit. This is why there's clashes. You will never understand a system that is so egotistical, so capitalistic that they will even fucking eat their own babies. This is exactly what capitalism is, because you see the debt today, you owe a lot of money tomorrow. Basically, your daddy ate your ass.
Mid-40s Mexican-American servicemen and women returned from World War II, only to find that discrimination was still part of everyday life. These conditions led to the creation of the American GI Forum.
What galvanized the organization was an incident where a returning war hero was refused burial in his own hometown by the Anglo mortuary funeral home.
Felix Longoria from Three Rivers, Texas, died a hero during the liberation of the Philippines.
The idea that a hero could not be buried in his own hometown angered people so much that it really symbolized a lot of the concern, the grievances that these Latino servicemen had.
The GI Forum sent a telegram to then Senator Lyndon Johnson. He intervened, arranging for Longoria to be buried with honors at Arlington National Cemetery. Many Mexican Americans remembered Johnson's support at election time.
I ask your help in this campaign.
In 1960, John F. Kennedy's presidential campaign recognized the potential power of groups like LULAC and the GI Forum and solicited Mexican American voters.
John F. Kennedy, candidato demócrata a la presidencia, quiere combatir estos males. Es el único candidato que se preocupa.
Kennedy was an extremely popular political figure among Mexican Americans, primarily because he was Catholic, and primarily because he capitalized on that Catholicism by reaching out to.
Dude, the population was growing, but obviously the fucking Israelis, Khazar converts, made sure that he does not focus on them. I'm going to say this to you, family. You know who hates you the most? It ain't black people. They hate you. Not that bad.
It ain't necessarily like your like fucking next door neighbor white boy. It's these people right here.
Que es un criminal sionista, lo digo abiertamente, él apoyó a Trump y es íntimo de Netanyahu. Entonces, cuando llegó Netanyahu a Dallas, Texas, que había un grupo de judíos o israelíes, no sé cómo se diga ya eso, le decían, oye, que es un criminal sionista, lo digo abiertamente, él apoyó a Trump y es íntimo de Netanyahu. Entonces, cuando llegó Netanyahu a Dallas, Texas, que había un grupo de judíos o israelíes, no sé cómo se diga ya eso, le decían, oye, ¿por qué persigues tanto?
That's why I brought it up, brother. I saw that post. Like, you know, it's all in the flow, bro. It's all in the feng shui, whatever the fuck they call that shit, right? It's all in the flow, bro. Texas crackers, ancestors, racist as fuck. Okay, guess who was talking about our people in Texas with the same mentality of how they look at Palestinians?
Que es un criminal sionista, lo digo abiertamente, él apoyó a Trump y es íntimo de Netanyahu. Entonces, cuando llegó Netanyahu a Dallas, Texas, que había un grupo de judíos o israelíes, no sé cómo se diga ya eso, le decían, oye, ¿por qué persigues tanto a los palestinos? Y les dice, los palestinos son para nosotros los israelíes lo que los mexicanos son para ustedes en Estados Unidos. Entonces, yo veo la palestinización de los mexicanos en Estados Unidos.
Con todos los componentes.
¿Cómo?
Con todos los componentes, porque primero Estados Unidos le roba el territorio a México, después le termina de construir un muro, después los ataques xenófobos y racistas por un componente étnico y religioso también. ¿Qué falta?
Bueno, falta el último capítulo. Vamos a empezar a ver, hay que tenerlo en el escenario, una gran discriminación sobre los mexicanos. Eso a mí me queda muy claro. Y Estados Unidos, porque aquí la pureza blanca del WASP, del racismo, supremacismo, es igual que la pureza inventada de los nuevos judíos del siglo XXI, que ni son semitas. Lo digo con responsabilidad. Hoy uno llega a Tel Aviv y el 25% habla ruso. Son de origen házaro. Los házaros, lo digo también con definiciones puntuales, son mongoles centroasiáticos. No son semitas. En Estados Unidos, que es un criminal.
That might hurt some people's feelings. Let's continue. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's see. We're going to give it 20 more minutes.
Which was something that prior presidential candidates did not do.
Political activists formed Viva Kennedy clubs throughout the Southwest. Kennedy won Texas by 20,000 votes.
I do not ask you to choose.
The state's Mexican Americans voted for him 10-1. Kennedy's election gave Mexican American political activists a newfound sense of power and raised their expectations, but they were soon disappointed.
Very small crumbs of the political pie were passed out to the Mexican American communities. And so there was this disappointment, especially through the 60s, on the part of the Spanish-speaking youth with the Democratic lack of fulfillment of promises and intentions.
Yeah, it was funny because when I was younger, I was really interested in this story. And again, man, I never wanted to admit that I liked history growing up, you know? You grew up in the hood, bro, and you don't want to share that shit. Like, oh, man, I was reading about this fucking thing. Like, I was a different kid, you know? I was fucking around with clay, making sculptures in my house, reading history and shit at the same time, living in the hood, trying to fucking fit in. You know? Like, who the hell is gonna know? Who the hell is gonna care about me making some beautiful fucking sculptures? Or the fact that I learned that I like history. Nobody cares about that in the hood, especially at that time. But we are here today. And I'm very mindful. It is a psyop. It's a whole combination of shit. However, I do want to say this, man. That JFK shit, based on what I was reading and what he was really trying to do, he was trying to get, I mean, his concept was also to get rid of like the actual fucking, like, the Federal Reserve. He's had talked about getting rid of that. You know who's controlling that shit.
Chicano activists, impatient for change, believe they had better strategies for getting political power than those of the previous generation.
There was a great dissatisfaction building within the community, especially among the youth, over the old line organizations, like the GI Forum, like LULAC, who had by this point been reduced to social clubs that did a little. They would go out and they would never really protest anything because they didn't want to compromise their dignity.
By 1968, Gutierrez and other students from St. Mary's formed a more militant alternative.
If you can't be an activist, if you can't risk everything, don't bother to join us. Join the GI Forum, join LULAC, because we were looking for people that would go out, take on tactics that were in every way confrontational.
We were convinced that we were the generation that was going to recover the land in the Southwest, not by taking the land, but by taking political control of the institutions in the land.
When I hear them say that, and I'm like, why would people assume that we're going to take the land? Is it because they know that the land belongs to us? I honestly think that's what it was. They don't want. You got to make sure that you bring them down, because because la tierra natal, cabrón, nos está hablando, right? But still, like, why are you afraid? Oh, that's right. Okay, so you see the power. Why do you think they got psyop negros over here trying to say, like, you Mexicans are not, you guys are not from this land. We're from this land. Before white people came, there was a bunch of black people with nappy hair and shit, and we look like Africans, but we're not Africans, and we didn't eat corn, and we didn't, we don't have none of that diet in our system. We're lactose intolerant, and literally we can't survive in the Americas because they have a lot of different food and shit. But we're from here because we're blackity black. Thank you, brother.
Jose Angel Gutierrez began organizing the Mexican Americans in Crystal City, determined to win back the government that had been denied Los Cinco.
He was at the right place at the right time. We all needed change, but we weren't quite sure how to go about it.
Gutierrez targeted the schools where young people were fed up with negative stereotypes.
Every time in our history books they talked about Mexicanos, it was about the Mexicano bandido, all the bad things that Mexicanos did. And we were seen as lazy. I still remember.
Why that song that I play for y'all, that's why that vato that fucking wrote that shit, man, dude, it sucks that he died. And, whatever, man, we aren't all there yet. I understand that shit. Raza's fucking crazy. I fucking get it. You motherfuckers are nuts. I get it. I get it. So was I. I get it. Okay? So that right there, hold on, let me have her say that.
Seeing, all the talked about Mexicanos.
Fed up with negative stereotypes.
Every time in our history books they talked about Mexicanos, it was about the Mexicano bandido.
Mexicano bandido, right? Remember that shit? Okay, so this is why this dude did that fire song. And that's why it woke everybody up. Where the fuck are you, bro? What the fuck is going on? Hold on a second, family. This is crazy. Every single time I need your sound, you guys always try to hide from me, bro. Jesus Christ. Can you just fucking find this song? Sorry, fam. I was like, oh, look at the moment. Wait. Hold on.
History books.
Schools where young people were fed up with negative stereotypes.
Every time in our history books they talked about Mexicanos, it was about the Mexicano bandido.
So, you know that? Remember that?
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien cuido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra.
That's why that shit is important, because it's el Mexicano bandido. El pinche Mexicano diablo, güey. When Mexico sends its people, they don't send their best. They don't send you. They don't send you. They don't send you. They send rapists, murderers, wetbacks, pigs, drug dealers. Oh, yeah, that's right. And some maybe, possibly are good people.
You know, all the bad things the Mexicanos did. And we were seen as lazy. I still remember seeing in the history books the Mexicano with his sombrero over the top and being asleep. And that's what we had to deal with, the image that they had of us there.
Mexicano bandido, right? That's it. Mexicanos al grito de guerra. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And that was projected onto us, and it was hard to overcome that image that they had.
And then, on the sidelines of high school football, this anger found a common cause.
In these small towns, the whole civic life revolves around high school football. The cheerleaders were always the most popular, the most beautiful, the most whatever to succeed, and so forth.
At Crystal City High School, Mexican Americans outnumbered Anglos 8-1.
We outnumbered them 8-1. So how the fuck are you white people the majority? Shut the fuck up. Wake up, raza. They're making fools of you.
But school officials would only allow one Mexican American on the cheerleading squad. When Diana Palacios tested that policy, she was rejected by the teachers' committee.
That's when we all really sort of opened our eyes and looked around and realized that all these things had been going on, and we had just kind of sat back and let it happen.
Students threatened to walk out unless given Mexican-American cheerleaders, teachers, and counselors. They also demanded courses in Mexican-American history and something that had long been a sore point, the right to speak Spanish in school.
That means that you could not speak Spanish, motherfuckers. The fucking nerve of these morenos to come over here and say like, oh, you guys are white people. Shut the fuck up. Stop it, bro. Listen, I'm going to tell you, Africans, stay in your lane. I'm going to say it one more time. You Africans that showed up here with the conquistadors, stay in your lane. Yeah, I said it.
School board and would not listen to our demands.
I had been caught speaking Spanish, and one of the rules was you do not speak Spanish, not in the halls, not in the recreation or anywhere. And one of the teachers sent me to the principal's office, and I got paddled.
With a boycott imminent, organizers hoped to get parents involved.
We went and asked the men to support us. And of course said no, because if they came, they would kill all these principals and teachers and whatnot. And they said, well, go see the vieja, take the wife. They'll do it.
Say something to y'all. Everybody already know, man, listen, the most publicized people that are supposedly suffering are black and Jews, supposedly, right? It's always black and Jews supposedly suffering. Did they ever talk about you? Even though black and Jews owned slaves since 1492, all through 1865. So-called Jews, again, we understand, you know what I'm saying when I say that. So no, give me the wow. Give me the wow.
So we took the wife. And the wife was thrown out summarily from the school board. So then we went back and said, they threw your wife out, guy. You know, and they're saying your daughter's ugly. She can't be a cheerleader. They only want the pretty ones with the white legs. Now, there's no father who thinks he's got an ugly daughter. The school board insulted them too. So they had no way out. They said, you know, you kids are right. Mama, you're right. I mean, they don't listen to anybody. They won't even listen to us. So
did anybody ever tell you that you guys went through this? No. At all. Never. It's never about you. That's why Roe and Wade, I think that's what you're saying, was overturned. White population is declining. Yeah, because they want to have more babies. It's not going to happen.
You do what you got to do. So the kids started chanting.
Listen, everybody that wants to come to this channel and they think that maybe I may say some crazy shit that don't believe in this channel. Let me remind you, white people and black people and Asians and Arabs that might not like this channel. We are making more babies than you can never imagine. You motherfuckers are not reproducing. You see, and then when you look at science, science says that it chooses the right race. See, you guys believe in Darwinism, and now you're mad at Darwin because he chose us. Now you're saying, oh shit, they're trying to replace us. Nah, if you believe in Darwinism, Darwinism will be like, nah, bro, they ain't gonna replace you, my white man. You the greatest of the planet of the earth, dog. Ain't no replacement of you, because you're believing Darwin. I'ma make more babies of you. Right? So fuck Darwin. But now all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. I'm a crack a barrel. I'm a crack a barrel over here. And I'm just trying to understand what the fuck I'm really actually believing in. Yeah, you're right. Dude, this is so funny, man. It's like you guys said, Darwin, it says survival of the fittest, he picks the right race, and the superior race is going to be the one that's going to outlive everybody and shit, and white people are the greatest, whatever, and all that stuff. Now you're complaining that Darwin is like, hey, bro, like, I'm sorry, I was white too, but you know what? These motherfucking Mexicans, bro, they outbreed us, bro. They're just the greatest people of the planet of the earth. Shit, they make more babies than negros. I mean, straight up. And they make them even better, by the way. And then, on top of the fact, I can't stop them. What the fuck am I gonna do? Oh, I know what. I'm gonna pass laws that claim it's based on Jesus. Because Darwin is not on my side. Shit.
Screaming, walk out, walk out, walk out.
On December 9th, 1969...
Hold on, let me just say this. I just want to say, oh, what up, sis? I'm just saying, bro, it's like, bro, y'all believe in Darwinism. You're right. Unfortunately, Native American genocide, slavery, lynching of indigenous people doesn't get it. Yeah, they don't. It's all good. Hey, listen, it doesn't matter, bro. It's okay. My friend, you know, I know, our gente knows. That's all that matters. Why would you lie? Dude, listen, it got publicized for supposedly Morenos, and they never went through the same shit that we did. And guess what? Look at that shit. They didn't get nothing. Does it matter that they get publicized? No. What matters is that you know what actually happened. And stop showing love to fucking strangers and show love to your people. Because those motherfuckers didn't go through what they say they went through. We went through that shit. They made movies about it. They never included you.
700 students walked out of Crystal City High School.
The fact that the Mexican American students walked out over a cheerleading position was very, very significant and took an enormous amount of courage at that time. It went directly to the whole hierarchy down there to try to change that around.
Representatives of the United States Department of Justice intervened to mediate the crisis.
An agreement has been reached between the school board, the parents, and the students. Some of the students have returned to school this afternoon, and it's my understanding that the rest of them will return in the morning.
The school board agreed to all of the demands. 3 months later, Diana Palacios was voted head cheerleader of Crystal City's varsity squad.
You want to know something? Some stupid cracker barrel be like, you better because like there was like, segregation, or what was that called? DEI, whatever. No, it's because she was better. She was better. That's it. You know what the craziest thing is that these are our lands. These white people are not from this continent. You guys understand that? These gringos are not from this continent. These morenos are not from this continent. Are you guys not seeing this shit? They're making you second class. Negros ain't second class. You're second class. Guess what? Negros show up to my channel and say like, oh, you guys are racist. Please, really? I got motherfucking negros calling me a spick, a beaner, a wetback. Misspelled, by the way, so they can make sure that we read it. Don't come bullshit with me, man. Come on, brothers.
Building on this success, Mexican Americans in Crystal City created their own political party, La Raza Unida, the United People.
We no longer accept the fact that we are powerless and need to be complaining about our powerlessness. We know we're powerful. We know we can be organized. We know we can triumph. We know that our destiny is not tied to holes in the fields, but tied to much greater and loftier goals and levels, if we would only take the step in that direction.
Say this because this is the okay, I want to say this real quick. For all you negros that be like, I ain't going back to slavery. I ain't going back to picking the corn. Listen, you motherfuckers never did it. You never did it. You want to know why I say you never did it? Because we've been doing it forever and we're still fucking doing it. I pick cotton and shit. My grandma, you ain't putting me back in the cotton. Shut the fuck up. You never were slaves. What, like maybe? Indentured? You motherfuckers own slaves too. You were no different than the white man. Guess who's been working these lands forever? Our people. Our gente. You motherfuckers never worked these lands like we've been. We still work these lands. And motherfucking proud of it. I ain't going back to slavery. I'm not going back to picking cotton. That means you never picked it, motherfucker. Because it's not about like, oh, I'm gonna be. Bro, our people love to feed our gente. That's because we were born to be this way. That doesn't mean we all are farmers. Of course not. Scientists, doctors, all that shit. But we have this lovely, fucking beautiful section of our gente that loves to work the fucking ground. And they love to create roots. And they love to see roots create plants. And they love to see plants create flowers. And they love to see flowers sometimes blossom. And then a branch out of there will give you a fruit. This is who we are. Get your fucking ass out of here. Well, I'm never going to practice. Bro, that means you never were there. Negros, shut the fuck up. Willie Lynch was never real. That motherfucker never wrote that letter. You were not 1619. You owned slaves like the white man. To this motherfucking very day. All through 1865, you even fought to own slaves. The Negro back-breaking motherfuckers were probably you because guess what? In jail, we hear about Negro males fucking white boys. Who is the buck breaker? Y'all better come with fire with this motherfucking channel, bro, because guess what? You're going to get the heat.
But tied to much greater and loftier goals and levels, if we would only take the step in that direction. La Raza Unida is an example of this kind of step.
It was very clear in the minds of everybody there that a political party was important because, you know, we had come to the conclusion that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party were one and the same. You know, it was the same animal with two heads.
For the first time since the defeat of Los Cinco, large numbers of Mexican Americans registered to vote in Crystal City. This time, they registered for the Raza Unida party.
Point, bro. This is Spartacus. He said blacks are happy that whites are coming after our people. Where in the Bible does it say that Edom and Jacob, if that's who you guys think you are, would work together to take out Canaan? Assuming we are those Canaanites. They will never be able to answer that, Spartacus, my friend. They can't. If they say that Edom is that, and that they are they, and we are those, because I think, what is it, FOPI, you know, stupid ass negros and shit, Foundation of Black bro, y'all nappy, stupid ass motherfuckers. You can't even wrap your mind around just like getting a concept even in your head. Anyways, it's okay. Let's assume that that's a thought. That's a good thought. What does it say in the Bible that Edom and Jacob will be working together to destroy Canaan? If we are Canaan. Where does it say anywhere in the Bible that Edom would even be alive today?
The party found its greatest support among women.
95% of the people that were registering voters and getting people out to the polls were women. And yet we didn't have a say-so in the decision-making process. We actually had a walk-in to one of their meetings and said, hey, we don't want to be the tamale makers and the workers, and we don't want to be the busy bees. You know, we really want to be part of the decision-making process. And at that time, half the men broke off of Raza Unida. They said they didn't want to be part of it if the women were going to be involved. The group split because of that.
As the party launched its campaign, women proved to be strong organizers.
When women came into the party, they fell into this greater context of La Familia de la Raza. So when we organized or went out to recruit people, we went out to recruit wives, mothers, girlfriends.
Again, once motherfucking again, when these Spaniards showed up, they gave us this machismo concept. A machismo concept that totally made us disrespect our beautiful sisters who are as powerful as us. However, make sure you understand, like my wife knows, we understand the concept of our responsibility. If somebody comes to the house, is she going to get up? No, it's me. If somebody's going to make a baby, is it going to be me? No, it's her. If somebody goes through labor, is it going to be me? No, it's her. But if somebody's going to be there to support her, it's me. You are kings. As a king, as a real ruler, you should be respectful to your beautiful wife because she's also a ruler like you. But see, when we fucked up, man, we started listening to these fucking Cracker Barrels. We started believing like, oh yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm just going to be abusive to this shit because, you know, I don't need no help from nobody. But yet sometimes you catch yourself be like, man, if I could just like try to figure this shit out, bro, if I could just have some advice from some other people, because that's who you are. I'm going to say this to you, and I know this sounds offensive, but Europeans and Africans have no concept of family. Europeans and Africans were selling each other constantly between each other. We did not sell each other. You just told us that if you work with us, maybe you'll get some power. That's what you did. And that's the problem with you motherfuckers, that you can't convince us to think otherwise. We love our family. We love our women, which you love too. It's okay. Let's continue.
Sisters-in-law. And because of the context of political familism, it was easy for us to recruit women.
By participating in the decision-making process, women of La Raza Unida set a precedent that changed the way men and women worked together in the movement. Raza Unida campaigned to take back control of the Crystal City government, working not only to win, but to win decisively.
The Raza Unida platform was bilingual education, regulation of public utilities.
Sorry, sis, I got you. Hold on. Thank you.
Farm subsidies, an equitable tax structure, all of the issues that appealed to a working class population was essentially the backbone of the Raza Unida platform.
So on election day, in April 1970, out of 16 possible races that we could win, in the school board and the city council, we won 15. It was a total wipeout, just about.
The business community.
All right, family. So we're going to leave it at this moment right here, 25 minutes into it. I want to continue sharing this with you guys, obviously. man. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. Oh, this guy believes in the New Testament. Yeah, that's a lie. Your Negro Jesus is a fucking lie. Get out of here with that shit. We get a lot of them that, look, listen, Tracy, she's a Negro probably. Verily, verily, I say unto you, if any man keep, shut up. Dude, you guys are really that stupid? For real? Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. Let me show you something. I don't know why you really believe in that stupid ass 12-tribe chart. I don't know why you put a heart in a crown, in a cross, and then you like put like this little fucking like, oh, I'm flexing an arm. KGV 1611, Yahweh. It's so fucking silly, dude. Why? Tell me why. Do you know what the origin of your religion faith is? By the way, Tracy Ketron, whatever, September 13th. I'm sure that's your birthday because usually people do stupid shit like that. Watch this real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on. I want to make sure that I find this guy. Hold on, bro. Like, I want to find it. I want to show that person. It's crazy. Why would you do that to yourself? Hold on a second real quick. Bishop? Is it Bishop? What is it called? It's witchcraft, right? I think. Damn, dude, I can't even remember the video. I would have loved to show it to you, but you know what? Apparently, it's probably not a good time. Anyways, I tell you what. Look, I'm going to give you guys about maybe, what is it, 10:26. Man, there's like, let me see, which one's a scene? This right here. All right, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna play 6 more minutes because I think this is the scene that I want you to. Yeah, this is it. Okay, it needs to lead up to it. Okay, so I'm gonna play it real quick. 6 minutes in, and then we out. All right, listen to this.
Community denounced Raza Unida. The local newspaper led the charge.
Raza Unida has brought nothing but hate, distrust, turmoil, and complete financial irresponsibility to our community. The only way to stop this disruptive and destructive force that is attempting to gain complete control over people's lives and livelihoods is to refuse to vote for candidates who are supported by La Raza Unida.
The Anglo population reacted with horror and recoiled from this prospect. They, after all, had been at the top of the heap, and all of a sudden the levers of political power were removed, and other people had them. And not only did they have them, but they were almost turning the tables in terms of, as the Anglos perceived it, they were now suffering discrimination.
There's about 30 or 35% of African American here in Nevada County that vote for the Raza, and the other 60 or 70% are not voting or afraid to vote. Why are they afraid to vote? They are afraid of harassment and intimidation.
But in fact, Crystal City leaders couldn't stop the Raza Unida party, which was gaining support throughout Texas. In 1972, Ramsey Muniz, a former football star at Baylor University and an attorney, announced that he would run for governor under the Raza Unida banner.
The key to the city, but we just don't want the key. We want the key to the whole state.
Ramsey Muniz was a very attractive candidate. He was very able, he was tireless. I mean, he went out and campaigned day and night. He is what people wanted to be like. He made you proud of being a Mexican American.
And he'll tell you, I went to fight for my country. Hell, if we're good enough to die for the country, we're good enough to get an education in this country.
At first, the Democratic Party of Texas was unconcerned.
I don't think that we took the party that seriously. We didn't think in terms of impact, in terms of numbers, that they were making the strides that they hoped to make, and that it was still important that we address the broad Mexican-American community of Texas to win elections, and that's what we did.
The Ramsey Muñiz campaign brought widespread attention to the Raza Unida party.
We need to have 67,000 registered voters in the state so that we can get on the ballot.
Chapters appeared in Nebraska, New Mexico, Michigan, and Arizona. Before long, the Raza Unida party was registering voters and fielding Mexican-American candidates in 16 states.
The Raza Unida party crystallized the sense of nationalism, or a culmination of nationalism, I could put it that way. And a lot of my compañeras and compañeros consequently began to say, you know what, we need to manifest our movement's mission and goals in art form. Talking about politics and talking about struggle and power, but we were talking about art form and poetry and talking about writing, you know, and it was a very psychological, liberating force, what I call the decolonizing of our minds, to not only promote an identity of Chicanismo or you know, who we were as an indigenous people, but more importantly, as creators.
In Colorado, Corky Gonzalez saw his dream of a third political party for Chicanos envisioned at the Denver Youth Conference becoming a reality. He lost no time organizing a Denver chapter.
Would you like to register in La Raza Unida?
How do you spell that?
But in Los Angeles, Raza Unida produced division in the Mexican-American
So
community.
that we can get on the ballot. If you've been a Democrat for 50 years, and you've seen the conditions remaining the same for 50 years and nothing ever changes.
The idea of leading the Democratic Party for this new organization was too radical for many Mexican-American voters. But Chicano activists saw it differently.
We can start working to elect our own things, elect our own candidates. It takes you about a minute to register.
The positives were that for the first time we had our own party. On the negative side, however, was what happened with Raúl Ruiz and Richard Latorre electoral campaign in Los Angeles, which was pitting Mexican against Mexican.
We're tired of everybody saying it's not our jurisdiction.
Assemblyman Richard Alatorre was the incumbent.
And the reason that we ran in this race was primarily to challenge the Democratic Party. It's
Raúl Ruiz, a young...
This is good. This is a good time. All right, you guys all have a good night. I'm going to call it out. Buenas noches a todos, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. Chicanos are the reason there are murals all over. Fuck yeah, bro. Because we remember. That's why. We remember. We remember. It sounds like a movie. We remember, Holmes. Para que sepas, vato. Anyways, bro, it's a perfect time to be saying like this, bro. Remember this? I'm gonna have her say it, and then we're gonna play it.
Social movement in response to the anger and frustration that had been building for so many years within their community. In California, in Texas, they demanded humane treatment in the fields where they labored. In New Mexico, they fought to reclaim land once owned by their ancestors. It became clear that without political power, Mexican Americans would remain second-class citizens.
And we're poor, man. I mean, we're poor, and nobody wants to do nothing about it. You still kissing the Democratic Party, thinking they're gonna save you, and they ain't gonna do it.
In a small South Texas town, a new political party took shape that threatened to change the political landscape of America.
These are Chicano people here. You've never met us. We're not in the dictionary. It's a brand new ballgame. You're gonna have to relearn all your stereotypes and all you missed because we are about to begin creating new ones, tough ones, and great ones. And I suggest you learn fast if you want to match us.
As the nation watched, Chicanos took on the most challenging quest of the Mexican-American civil rights movement.
Man, I was hoping. I was hoping could find that statement that she says Mexicanos bandidos, you know what I mean? But probably we're not gonna get that. I think it's here. my silliness. Just to try to find a spot. It's all good. You know what? It doesn't matter. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all for the support. This is just love for our people, man. I am trying to take anything away from nobody, bro. But I will say this, you want to fuck around with my gente, I'm going to come at you with fire. If you really think you're indigenous to these lands, then prove it. You want to come at me hardcore, bro, I will embarrass you. I'm just saying. Don't be afraid though, man. Because if you have a cause, I'll listen to it. But when I destroy you, shut the fuck up and go back to your hole.
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien juido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra, no me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote, un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote, me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote, pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote, me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia, que hay tantos delitos, que hay tanta demencia, yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia, pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias, si no topa el boli en breve nos para en la calle, no puede salir uno conmigo porque ya hay detalle, no quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle, quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre, a la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo, pero tumbar gente quien les digo que es trabajo, puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo, loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país, todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs, pa' ponerme más feliz, unos paisas de hachís, mis paisas en el gabacho bien truchas con la polis, loco en Guanajuato con los ojos bien tumbados, de coto con el quesada, rifando por todos lados, atentos si prendo un blunt, en cabina cuando grabo, represento Nuevo León, junto a mi carnal el Davo, cuando voy pa' Jalisco el pasado está olvidado, con el perro de la C bien grifo, pedo y enfiestado, chécate mi banderón, unido como había soñado, bien bajado ese balón, compa lefty bien bajado, puro hip hop mexa, hasta que amanezca, pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca, ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca, si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
Verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida. Yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida. Con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida. Ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle. Disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal, carnal. Crazy life todo el día, viendo live. Pinto tu barda con spray, lo que canto es real. Azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen. No suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle. Mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises. Maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en Canala o en Hitter. Ando con mi flota y el dealer. Tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide. Me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palanca. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada, se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta. Pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. MC da bolos desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube. Los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte. Somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos. Orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. Jaque mate, no hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. Sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México cabrón.
La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo, les presidente? Ya saben que por mí policías chinguen a 20. Y ahí están mis 20 pa' la cagua. Aguas, que es tierra caliente de Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Wow, 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 yipi-yo, yipi-yucas. Guanas, Montequín, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no, loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa, perros, 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo.
Somos la santa carnal. Ey, ey,
Los más chingones de la plaza.
Oye, DJ Dundeque en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye.
All right, family, we're gonna have a good night. Hope you guys appreciate this shit. Do me a favor, man. Love your family. Love your wife or your husband. Take care of your elders. Show love to your people. So when you see Rasta from now on, don't hate them. Look at them in a different eye. They're just like you. For a long time, people made us believe that our enemies with us or our enemies was within. The reason they did that is because they know that our love is within. Because within, we care about our people. We are a communal society. We are not independent from each other. You suffer like I suffered, like your mama or your dad. We all the same. That's what they want us to get rid of, that we are not like that. Raza, we are a unity. We are one people. You love your mom as much as I do. You love your dad as much as I do. You love your kids as much as I do. You love God as much as I do. That's the unity. Religion is like they say. Okay, but it's up to you to take it. I must say this, man. I think we have enough examples already. Since 1492, they told you not to read. Only in the last 120 years, they said, okay, maybe you can read, but not under your own understanding or doctrine. You could read it, and then we'll teach you our doctrine. Good night.
Estamos aquí, oye, que estamos aquí. Mírame, estamos aquí. Desde hace rato, cuando ustedes llegaron, ya estaban las huellas de nuestros zapatos. Se robaron hasta la comida de gato y todavía se están lamiendo el plato. Bien encabronados con estos ingratos. Hoy le doy duro a los tambores hasta que me acusen de maltrato. Si no entiendes el dato, pues te lo tiro en cumbia, bossa nova, tango o vallenato. A lo Calaboy y bambú, bien frontú, con sangre caliente como Timbuktu. Estamos dentro del menú. Tupac se llama Tupac por Tupac Amaru del Perú. América no es solo USA, papá. Esto es desde Tierra del Fuego hasta Canadá. Hay que ser bien bruto, bien hueco. Es como decir que África es solo Marruecos. Estos canallas se les olvidó que el calendario que usan se lo inventaron los mayas con la Valdivia precolombina. Desde hace tiempo, este continente camina, pero ni con toda la marina pueden sacar de la vitrina la peste campesina. Esto va para el capataz de la empresa. El machete no es solo para cortar caña, también es para cortar cabeza.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
Los paramilitares, las guerrillas, los hijos del conflicto, las pandillas, las listas negras, los falsos positivos, los periodistas asesinados, los desaparecidos, los narcogobiernos, todos los que robaron, los que se manifiestan y los que se olvidaron, las persecuciones, los golpes de estado, el país en quiebra, los exiliados, el peso devaluado, el tráfico de droga, los carteles, las invasiones, los emigrantes sin papeles, 5 presidentes en 11 días, disparo a quemarropa por parte de la policía, más de 100 años de tortura, la nova trova cantando en plena dictadura. Somos la sangre que sopla la presión atmosférica. Gambino, mi hermano, esto sí es América.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
Hi, family. Fuck, man, I appreciate y'all very much. I hope you take care of yourselves. Please make sure you pray. Don't forget about who you are. I think sometimes we kind of rush in life and shit. And sometimes we forget to like just kind of take a time and remind ourselves that our Creator is there. He can hear you. I know some of us are confused and shit. We're like, what the fuck is this? What is it that you are showing me now that you're ripping away the New Testament. It's not by coincidence. I think it actually was made and structured, put together this way. What better way to know who we are, where we come from, and how deep this rabbit hole is. Family, yeah, this is the last song. Have a good night. I really care for you, motherfuckers. I have to work tomorrow, so let's get ready to go. Production time, baby. Hey, man, listen. Don't let anybody make you feel less, family. Whatever it is that you do for a living, bro, wake up tomorrow morning like you're the fucking best at it. I'm going to say this to you. There was a time when I was 15 years old and I was a dishwasher. Yeah, I was. But I was the best motherfucking dishwasher in the world. You want to know why? That's what makes raza. Because we make sure that we are the best at what we motherfucking do. Good night.
Chicanos killing Chicanos is what they want. Blacks and Chicanos killing each other is what they want. That's how they run this place. Once we get together, they don't run shit. You've got a lot to learn about being Chicano.
Yeah, Alcatraz, midget loco. Yeah. They never seen this coming, man. What up, Loon? What up, Oreo? 500 years of captivity. What else? Now they try to tell us how we supposed to be, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to rap. How I'm brown, but my flow too black. Come on, y'all kidding me, right? Nike Air Flights fitted cock back fresh. Representando Mexicanos on the mat. No estoy jugando, got bars like a battle on smack. But hold on, I'ma bring it right back. My people indigenous. I'm not sure if you getting this. By the time I'm done, you gon' be feeling this. I come from the people, they call me Mexica. I've been to the motherland, Chichen Itza. Seen the Mayan ruins, intellectual architects. Been in the cenote, seen ancient artifacts. Really? Cali is Mexico, those are the facts. They raped women, gave elders heart attacks. It was a battle, our people were outgunned. Took life and cattle, we were outdone. However, 2 wars proudly we take to the grave. Those we call our Independence Day. It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on our ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
Yeah. Story with Mexicans, Mexicano. Gave birth to the word that we know as Chicanos. Aztec warrior, man, it's all in my blood. From the Tenochtitlan, that's the heart of the love. Now I'm Mexico City, that's a modern day name. Don't let the books confuse you to be a modern day slave. Gotta get your facts right and study the culture. Don't be like Cortez, he came like a vulture. Came to just steal and take away the land. He seen what we got and he was like, damn, who would've guessed it had to be a white man. Damn it, man. Now we got stolen lands. They say go back to where the fuck you from. Man, this is my land, that's what you stole from us. I'm not Hispanic or Latino, I'm a Mexican. Man, fuck La Milicia, you can have that bitch.
It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on our ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down. Yeah.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.